Hello, all you good people, and welcome to the Pop Culture Green Room. I'm your co-host, Kimberly Bryant,
And this is Blair Bryant.
and welcome, y'all. We've got such a treat today.
Oh, yeah.
A childhood dream, actually.
Looking forward to this. I'm excited.
Okay, so we talked so much about this. Okay, growing up as children. Okay, I don't even know how to even start this. Okay, I can begin this with, okay, let's introduce Deborah. How about that?
Yes, yes.
All right, let's get started. Okay, we have with us here, we've got the executive producer and creator of the show Quantum Leap, that is where we first got to see our dear cousin act on stage or on film, like childhood memories.
Yes.
Childhood memories were our pizza nights. We'd get together and watch Quantum Leap, and we just could not wait to see her on TV.
Exactly, watch with our mom and our dad.
When these moments came up, we're just so excited because I was like, that's what I want to do. Like, that's who I want to be like when I grow up. And like from there, ever since then, it's just for years and years, we were just like, how did it happen?
Yeah,
how did it get started? And the funny thing was that dad always had that question too. That's what he always wanted to know. And oh my goodness. But I mean, the list that goes on and on. Like, you're the author of the Vision Quest sci-fi series. Oh my goodness. You directed for Grey's Anatomy, actress, 5 Emmy nominations. The list goes on and on. Living a Gish Award for Women in Film. Okay, my first question to you is, describe your childhood growing up in Chicago, and like what was it that prepped you to even have like these dreams and like to pursue them like as much as you could fit it, yes, as possible.
I guess if you were to talk to my two best friends, Diane Miner and Sinead Futrell, when we moved to St. Lawrence Avenue, I met two wonderful friends, and every day we would go out and play together. So I would get up in the morning, and usually I would have dreams. And I was a dreamer from a very young age. I think we were about 10 when we first started hanging out. Sinead was 9. And I would come out and I said, I had this dream. And then I would start to tell the dream. And so they started to tease me later in life that by the afternoon, I was still telling the dream, but it had gotten much longer and more detailed. So I was always a storyteller. And I was kind of shy, but I would take my Barbie dolls and my Ken doll and my Skipper doll, and I would have to be on these adventures where Barbie would be having her little hands and she'd be hanging on the clothesline and in trouble, and have to save Ken and she'd have to save Skipper. So I was always into action, adventure, and science fiction, and I was a storyteller. And I think at a very early age, if you have that gift, you capture people. So I would, in the afternoon, I would have the little kids that lived on the block, you know, sitting in front of the clothesline and the houses where they would climb on the planters and everything like that. And then even as a little kid, I remember back in Morgan Park, we couldn't really afford like a big dollhouse or anything like that. So I took all of the encyclopedias and all the childcraft books, and I stacked them one on top of each other and made rooms. I made a giant mansion, and then I took like Kleenex and took the Kleenex and made the bed.
As a kid.
I love that. That's funny. We used to do that. We used to build we used to take encyclopedias and build houses.
Yeah, that was really fun.
And when you didn't have it, you had to use your imagination, which was what was so cool.
Absolutely.
You know, so much is given to young kids today that they don't have to imagine it. And I've got my daughter Troian has 2 daughters, and they are 3 and 5. And when I go play with them, we go on adventures. So I'll say, okay, today let's get the rocking horses, and we'll drag them through the house and go under the table and say, we're in Africa, and the lions are outside the cave, and we got to stay in here. And then they will.
Oh, love that.
So you'll go on a little safari.
Exactly.
I love that.
That's so delightful. I love that.
We should do it with Portland.
Exactly.
That's with our
Sometimes
Our niece.
yeah.
I come down to
Story.
Baton Rouge
Yeah,
to
that's right.
visit
'Cause she and Elliot are the same age, right?
I think so, yes.
Oh, yeah, that's so cute. Oh my goodness. No, but I love that so much. And but you're right though, because these days now it's like with modern technology, it's everything's pretty much thrown in your face. And then with artificial intelligence, like kids, like they aren't out there like being as creative
Right.
like they used to be. Like I remember we would go outside and take our buckets with the rocks and the dirt and the sticks, and we'd go across the street with the kids, and like that's we would get creative. And
Great productions.
and so that's how it all started for you. Okay, got it. So whenever you had spoken to your mom about like your dreams and like what you wanted to do, and like what advice did she give you before like stepping out into the real world and pursuing them? Like what advice did you get from your family?
Get educated, graduate college. That was the most important thing to my family.
Right. I can see that.
Yeah, because the world is just an easier place when you have a college degree, or at least it used to be. I don't know if it still is.
Right. It's leaning towards used to be.
Yeah, definitely used to be.
Yes.
Oh, we
Yeah.
learned that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And so I think that, my parents were not in show business. I think they tried to expose us to as much culture as possible, art museums, history museums. I remember going to I think my first play in Chicago was, oh gosh, The Sound of Music. And I remember going with my sisters, and my mom made all of our dresses. So I was we all had matching velvet jumpers with blouses, and we were sitting up
That's so sweet.
balcony. And I remember sitting there going, I can do that. I can do that. I think that was my first real moment of saying, this is something I'd like to do. I'd like to sing.
Amazing. So it's like right then and I'm sorry. So that's like right then and there that fire was lit underneath you. That spark.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah. It was one of those moments where you just know this is what you want to do. This is who you want to be. And I may have been all of, again, 9, 10 years old. So it was a very early awareness of that. And I could sing. I had a unique voice at a very early age. So I was in all the Christmas shows. And my mom said the first time she came to the Christmas show at St. Dorothy's, and she looked at the program and said, Deborah Pratt singing solo. And she went, oh, because mother.
So she wasn't aware of your ability either.
So Jerry didn't know she was blindsided?
Well, she was kind of blindsided. She just, it wasn't anything that was important in our life. However, when she was at Xavier growing up, she studied opera. So I got my voice from her.
Really?
I never knew that. Wow.
Oh, I never knew that. Oh, wow. See, you learn something new every day.
Right,
Oh,
exactly.
that's brand new. Oh, wow. How long did she study it for?
I think just through college. It was one of those.
Okay.
I'm not sure when I think she had graduated by the time World War II broke out. And her big was that, everybody had to get jobs to do service for the war. And because her father was a contractor, she knew how to read blueprints. So she went to Boeing, and Boeing found out she could read blueprints, and they put her at the head of the construction for airplanes. And she really thought that's where her life direction was going to go. Here she was, a Black woman building airplanes in 1940, whatever. And but
that's pretty phenomenal.
Like all women at the end of the war, the men were coming home, and they just said, "Thank you, ladies, for your service. Go home, have babies."
Yeah,
that sounds about right.
Yeah, it's
just reality.
Wow. Wow.
Sure.
No, it absolutely was for sure. Oh, wow. So let's see. So how old were you? I'm assuming you were like after like you graduated from high school, was it? Well, what was your timeline that you headed out to Hollywood to begin your career and just like said, I'm going for it, like I'm doing it. And like what were your thoughts? Like tell us like what were you feeling? How did you feel?
I had done a number of plays in high school, and I kept getting the lead role. So there was
Oh,
some
okay.
I had a natural ability. I did Marat Sade, played Charlotte Corday. I did Tisa House of the August Moon, and these were like high school plays, whatnot. But I kept getting the lead role. And then when I went off to college, I was going to study and get my degree in, which I did in psychology. But they had a repertory company and they had a conservatory, and I needed a job there. So my job at the conservatory, at the repertory company, was to, you know, work as an usher at the theater. And I started auditioning, and they said, well, wait, you're not in the conservatory, you can't audition. And I went, okay, so now I'm in the conservatory. So I double majored.
To make it work out. There you go.
I stayed at school through both summers and graduated because I brought in, what do you call it? Extra, not the extra credits, but you know, when you were in high school, you could take advanced placement credits.
It was advanced placement,
right?
Or like honors classes.
Yeah, exactly. And you got college credit for them. So by the time I got college, I had college credits. So I came into college at about a second semester freshman. And then from there, I just went to school all year round because school wasn't moving me. I loved learning. I loved the people, what was happening in the world. It was a great experience. And I got to be in these shows. Right. And I got to really learn about directing. I wrote a play that was probably horrible, but I wrote it and I directed it. And then I directed a Leroy Jones play called The Slave. Anyway, so I graduated and my parents just said, well, now you're going to get serious and you're going to go get your PhD in psychology. And I said, well, you know what? I graduated a year early. Could I take a year off and explore theater? And my parents went, yeah, you can do that. You got to get a job, which I did get. And then I said, I want to audition for some of these shows, the off-Broadway shows that are in Chicago. And I did, and I got 2 of them. And I chose one. And the night my parents came to see me perform, or the morning after that, my mom called me and said, you're really good. There's an audition I just read about in the paper for the Dean Martin show. They want young women to be singers and dancers. And I went, ooh, I just got.
I love that. So cool. Jerry found that for you. That's how it came about.
She did, and I wasn't going to go. I wasn't going to go. And she said, but you said you wanted to do television. And I went, oh, yeah, I did.
I love that.
I love that. All the supportive she was.
She was very supportive. And she, you know, I think it was a surprise for her that I could sing and dance because I had really trained when I was in college. So I went down, and it was like, you know, you see the auditions for The Voice with like hundreds of people. So there were 500 girls there that day. And it was 8 o'clock in the morning, and we sang and danced and sang and danced and sang and danced all day long. And at 5 o'clock, it was me and one other girl. So I had to be at the theater in an hour. I'm sweaty. I've been dancing and singing all day. I've got a show to do. And so I raised my hand and I said, hi, this has been really wonderful, but I have a job and I have to go. And the musical director, the choreographer, the executive producer, and one woman, and all turned around and looked at me. And finally, the executive producer said, I'm sorry, don't you understand what we're offering you? And I said, well, you haven't offered me anything, and I have a job. And so I hope
at that point, yeah.
I am trying to be professional, and I need to go to work. And oh, can I curse on this show?
Yeah, you're good.
So anyway, so he comes across the room and he looks at me. He says, "Where the fuck did you get this fuck you attitude?" And I went, "Excuse me."
I love it.
Who the fuck are you? And he went, I think I just stubbed. Yeah, I'm going to bring you to Hollywood and I'm going to break that fuck you attitude. And I'm going, bring it on. But I have a job and I have to go. You have all my information. This has really been fun.
Nice.
2 weeks later, I went to Hollywood for the final auditions. I got the job. And 2 weeks after that, I was in rehearsals in NBC studios, under contract to NBC.
Oh my gosh.
That's awesome. That's so cool.
I love that. So
tell me,
yeah. So tell me, was that your I made it moment or was that a different moment?
I made it to LA. I was in Hollywood. So and you know what was fun about it? I had come to Hollywood that I had grown up seeing in the movies. So I got to dance with Gene Kelly and Donald O'Connor because they were guests on the show. So we would dance with them in these dance numbers, tap numbers, whatever. And dancing with Gene Kelly was a highlight of my life for sure.
How is he? I can imagine so.
Singing with, Dean Martin, who was a really nice man. He really, really was. And he used to like me because I could riff a little bit, and we'd be standing there with his 40-piece orchestra doing vocal rehearsals. And he said, "Where's my girl? Where's Deborah? Come on, stand by me, stand by me."
Oh, girl, I love that. It's like, come here, Deborah, right here.
What was happening in Hollywood at the time was New Hollywood was being born. So Spielberg was just making his movies, and George Lucas was making his movies, Francis Ford Coppola. They were the new breed. And so the old Hollywood of Debbie Reynolds and Sammy Davis Jr. and Frank Sinatra, who I was meeting because that was the people I was working for, were fading. That was the end of their reign in Hollywood, and this new and black exploitation was happening. And I was not quite a black exploitation person, though I tried. So I just had to. So I wrote songs.
Right.
I did a couple of albums with friends. I tried to be in the music business. I sang for Clive Davis, and Clive. I picked up a guitar and learned how to play 3 chords and wrote 6 songs. And I went to sing for Clive Davis. And again, I think the only other person that had ever done that whistle voice, that very high voice, was, oh gosh, she sang with, who'd she sing with? She sang with Stevie Wonder, and her name was, this is before Mariah Carey, but I had a 4.5 octave range. I had an insane range.
Minnie Riperton?
Minnie Riperton. So Minnie Riperton was the only one. So no, girl.
Wow. There you go, Blair. Blair's really good with. She's really good with like good music.
Yeah, music's been like my thing for a really long time. Funny enough to say, I've never actually picked up an instrument, but so like basically, like I said, Texas. So as a Black woman in the entertainment industry, like, did you find that it was more difficult for you to succeed compared to like your counterparts or like women who had the same line of work? Like, and can you describe those roadblocks for you and how you overcame them?
I mean, I worked because I loved the industry. So I could sing, I could dance. So if somebody needed me, and truthfully, they hadn't even invented music videos. I was in the first music video ever made, which won an Academy Award, by the way, with Michael Nesmith from a group called the Monkees. and it was this hysterical. I'm sure you can find it. I think it was called Fly Me to Rio. And it was kind of, if you
want to try that, yeah. Fly Me to Rio, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. That's gonna be my homework tonight. Oh my goodness.
Yes, that is really cool.
I didn't know that.
I didn't either, yeah.
So excited that we're doing this because there's a lot, like there were so many, oh my God, like I had gobs of questions and I had to just write my list some because oh my God, like I can go on forever, but
that's super fascinating. So like and so like like you kind of did a lot of this stuff. It's kind of like more of like theater, dance, or like performance arts. Here it's like when did you kind of like pivot more towards like TV series or like, because I remember you were like an Airwolf back. I remember watching a little bit of that when I was a kid. Probably shouldn't have been. Same with Quantum Leap, but we did. It's like, where did you kind of make more of a pivot towards that?
When I realized I did not want to be in the music industry, I turned around and got an agent. Because I was working, it wasn't quite as hard, but I got an agent and started going up for acting roles. And I was trying to break into movies. That's really where I wanted to be and could not seem to cross that line. And so I was always working in television. Basically, the roles I got were pretty much always the same. I was always the news reporter, reporting for the events that were happening today. Many times I was a news reporter. And then I did a guest star on Happy Days. And I saved the Fonz. And because I saved the Fonz, because he couldn't fight, he had made a promise to the priest that he couldn't fight. Gary Marshall saw me on the show and said, I really, and he came to see me in a comedy workshop I was in, Harvey Lembeck's comedy workshop. And he said, I want to write a series for you. And I went, awesome. And we shot a pilot for it. And he ended up having his Broadway show went at the same time. So it wasn't fabulous, but it was the Cat Mendu show. So I don't think you'll ever find it anywhere. And then from there, I did Airwolf. Okay. And from Airwolf, I did Magnum PI, the original Magnum PI. And then I started writing. Yes. I started writing for Airwolf because the roles for women were so crappy. They were just not good. So I said, I'm just going to write my own.
So. Love misogynistic.
I wrote one episode
for definitely.
Airwolf and 2 episodes for Magnum PI. And then from there, I said, I have an idea, which was Quantum Leap. So
wow.
And that gave me the opportunity to learn how to be executive producer. And then from there,
interesting. Yes. Yeah.
But you can see that whole path. There was a whole path that I was on, so that by the time I became an executive producer, I knew how to write a show, shoot a show, post a show, put music in a show. It was really a journey that everything built on everything else. If I can tell that to anybody who wants to be in this business, the more that you know about the business, the more that you understand about it, the better you're going to be at it. And then I started writing books after I had kids. I wanted to be with my kids. And
that's really fascinating. That makes sense.
They were in school. I started writing. I have a new graphic novel coming out. Warrior One. There it is. Warrior One. I'll lead, at a time.
Tell us about that. I'm excited to hear more about that.
Your camera's backwards. It's making me crazy.
There you go. Okay.
It's a beautiful book, and it's Earth in the Not Too Distant, where the great quakes of 2029 have happened. I don't know if I'm being prophetic or anything. and the earth changes as we know it. And South America sinks, Atlantis rises, rises. We become, the world has to unify to save what's left of it. And we really do incredibly well. And we build a utopian, near utopian society. But then we put our genetics into animals. And those animals, especially the ones that have human genetics, their humanity is so new to them, they remember all the powers that we've forgotten. And they start to teach them back to us. So powers like telepathy and the ability to manipulate matter and things like, truthfully, have been done by Jesus Christ and, you know, Buddha and all these other people. The reality of what I'm trying to teach in these books is that we all have these powers. And then it's just story of action adventure. Then we put, and I started writing these books. I mean, the idea for them was forever ago, but I started writing these books really hardcore in 2001. I think the first book came out in 2006. Then we put our genetics into machines, and they became sentient because of our human genetics. And they looked at our history of hatred and bigotry and war and not taking care of the planet and not taking care of the animals that live here. And they said, you are not good stewards of this planet, and we are going to take you out. So the journey of these books, the Mission Quest books, is, can we as humanity remember our powers before they build their army and inhumanity? So it's kind of timely right now.
Right.
With AI and everything.
Right. Yes.
Yeah, you're right. It's so true. It's so parallel.
Definitely.
That is fascinating. So fascinating. So I want mine. I would love to start sharing the pictures. You sent some amazing pictures, and I would love to share these that we've got. Let's see what we've got here. We'll get these pulled up. I get my screen shared here.
Variety of life.
Here. And let's see here. All right.
Yeah.
It's so
really fascinating because it's like a history of your life and your work. So it's really fascinating and exciting to see too.
It really is. And it's like a time capsule as well. Like just like looking at everything. And then the funny thing is like some of them, like even some of the pictures looking at them, like I remember stories of the pictures.
Yeah.
So that's what's like just makes it even better. So it's so cool. Here we go. Okay. Are you able to see?
It looks like it. Okay, so that's War.
Can you see it?
I did 2 albums with Lonnie and my friend Susie, who just passed away. Bless her heart. So this album, another album we did. We wrote the songs and we performed them. We went on Soul Train. We had a good time.
Oh, wow. Oh my goodness, that's so amazing. Oh my goodness, that's fascinating. Let's see here. Oh, here's the next one.
All right, so this one in 2012 or 2013, I had gone home to Chicago to spend some time with Mother, and Deidre was going to take a vacation. And I said, Mom, let's not stay here. It's cold. Let's go someplace. I called a friend in France. She said she wanted to go to Greece, but you can see she's in a wheelchair. And so I said, let's go to the west of France. I have a friend that lives there. So he said, oh, I'm going to India, take the house. So he gave us this beautiful house. And then when Mom and I said, okay, bye, yeah, we're going, all 3 of my sisters said, well, wait a minute, we're coming. So we went to Le Bon.
All of that.
That's so funny.
And this is us. We went then to Paris for a week. And this is Versailles, the Hall of Mirrors. And everybody was so nice to us.
Wow.
And we learned that even though I spoke French, not great French, but French, people kept calling us the American. I go, how do you know that I'm American? And finally said, because you always wear tennis shoes. Don't play tennis. So the day we went to Versailles, I said, are all dressing up. We are princesses going home. And literally they opened the gates for us. They let us drive the car onto the museum lot to get mother in. They were so kind and so nice. They kind of took us. We got to go in the back areas of this palace, this amazing palace. So
that's so cool. Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's super cool. That's really neat. Now, by chance, was that anywhere near, let's see here. Do you know which part of France that our ancestors are from? Remember how we had like this big, like those all the documentation that
the family tree.
Yeah, like our family tree and everything. Was that anywhere? Is that anywhere near there? I've never been to France.
Oh, no.
Uncle Wallace, my mother's half brother, who's an Avery from Avery Island. He had said that our family, so the DeCures, which I think are tied into the Bryants on both sides of the family.
Right.
You know that thing. And he said Saint-Lô. So Saint-Lô is north near Normandy. And
okay, got it.
So, but that's where all the young women were sent to be educated and taught how to be refined.
Interesting.
Got
it.
Octoroon,
wow.
Quadroon, whatever all those were.
Yeah. Oh wow. That makes me want to go back and look at my history.
Did you?
Yes, for sure.
You did do your DNA?
Yeah, I did do my DNA. Yeah, I have. I need to dive into it some more because I know Marie's gonna get on me too. But I fell off of it. Like I went on a slump for it. But yeah, I did do it, and I was doing well, like tracing it for a while, and then I just kind of like fell off. Like I was even in contact with some other people trying to make links.
But in the DNA, was there any lineage that you could trace back to France yourself?
There was. But I couldn't. I just can't remember exactly which region that was in France. You have to pull it up again and see. But yeah, we definitely pulled up for sure.
I'm definitely curious because none. I was so disappointed. I had no French in my.
Wow.
I had like a bunch of, I think
English.
Yeah, the British Isles.
That's like a lot of what we had too. Yeah. Yeah, I know that, which is so interesting because I was expecting to be like heavily more French, but
more
English,
yes.
I know, it's like so fascinating. I love like the whole DNA stuff, whatever. Let's see here. Here's the next picture. Here's another slide.
This is when I was shooting Airwolf. That's Jan Michael Vincent.
Okay. Wow.
But I got to fly Airwolf because I had to fly the 500 in the show. So I actually took helicopter lessons. And I finally said to the stunt pilot, I want to fly Airwolf. And I swear to you, it was like driving a Mack truck. The response time was so heavy. So I would, pull the collective forward to lift off, and you'd have to go 1, 2, 3, and then it would lift off. But I got to fly Airwolf, which is pretty cool.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. That is so funny. What's hysterical? Like, I'm laughing thinking about it because one of my friends found out that you were on Airwolf and that you were Marina in Airwolf. Like they flipped out. I'm friends with a lot of guys in the Marine Corps, and some of them were pilots, and they were still like, and they even showed me a stream of text messages. It was hysterical. They actually had screenshots from that day from Airwolf because they used it to for different analogies like all day long in their conversations. Like they weren't kidding; they were serious. And like he's like, I think I'll have. He's like, I can't breathe. I'm gonna have a heart attack. He's like, it's real. It was too funny. But oh my gosh, that was fascinating. So it was like driving a Mack truck. That's heavy. Ooh.
When the show went off the air.
Was that scary?
What, flying it? Yes, it was scary because he made me hover, and he was going to make me land, and I lost control of it, and it started to spin like this.
Ooh.
I said to him, the controls, and he said, no, stop it. And I stopped it. I landed it. I got out. And I said, I'm not getting back in. He said, yeah, you are. You're flying home. And I did.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my God, that's so scary. Oh my gosh.
How was that doing it again?
We had some Colombians who wanted to buy Airwolf because they thought it was real. They thought the guns came out the side. They were going to use it, I'm sure, for their cartel. So
that's what it sounds like. It sounds like it goes hand in hand.
But playing Morella was a fun character. She was a very fun character. And Ernest
Marilla, I said the name wrong. I pronounced it wrong. I apologize. Marilla. I don't know where I got Marilla from. Let's see here. Do you hear that thunder? I'm sorry. If our internet seems a little shaky, it's like apparently
it's like storming outside. Yeah.
That was my favorite. The storms in the summer.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, because I could go play in the yard and play dinosaur. That thunder was my dinosaur. Every summer.
Cute. I can see that makes sense.
That nice. Let's see. Here we go. Oh, look. Are these with the Vision Quest series?
The Vision Quest books. I was at a book fair, I think, signing books. It was fun.
Okay. Oh. I had fun when I went and met up with you in Orange County for like one of your book signings. I think was it a Books A Million? I think Books A Million was Barnes and Noble. That's what, yeah.
And you can still get fun. You can get them on Amazon, and I'm almost finished with the 5th book. So 4 books are out now.
Oh, nice.
I'm so close. I'm so close. I'm so close. I'm so close.
Yes. Oh my God. Yeah. Oh my gosh. I'm so excited. So excited for that, for sure. Yeah, we'll definitely list your links too on our Instagram or in our
of course
YouTube channels. Yeah, for sure. So that's in our Facebook group, all our platforms. Oh look, I love this outfit.
And this was me on Happy Days. That's Ron Howard, the director, Ron Howard.
Yeah, Ron Howard.
And
cool.
He was always very nice. To this day, when I run into him, he even if he doesn't remember me, he pretends to remember me.
My goodness, that's awesome.
I was Catman.
He's like, I've never.
Huh?
I never thought that he would ever become like the director that he is today.
Yeah,
that blew my mind. But then again, maybe I was young though, coming up whenever he started to direct and do all these films. So, but yeah, he's fascinating.
He was on. He played Opie on a series called Mayberry Was the Town.
Andy Griffith Show.
Thank you, the Andy Griffith Show. That was his first acting at 5. And it made sense to continue to be an actor. I thought it was incredible that he went on to direct. He had been in front of a camera his whole life.
Yeah.
So I didn't even think about it that way. Oh, he's sure.
And his daughter, she's a pretty good actress, actually a really good actress herself, and she directs. And Bryce Dallas Howard, yes.
Let's see here. Let's go. Here's another one.
And that's the same show. This is where I say Hans.
Oh, I love it.
A nice man who just remembers everything. I would run into him and he would say, "Oh, Deborah, how are you doing? It's good to see you. How are your kids? You got 2 kids, right?" I don't know what kind of memory he has. I want it.
Oh wow! Well, he's got a great memory. That's cool. It's like when you hear like stories like that, you always kind of want to
sure exactly.
Oh, I love this picture.
I love that picture too. That's me on a panel in college. I think I was a freshman in college for that picture at Webster University, St. Louis.
Okay. Is that where Webster? Okay, Webster's in St. Louis. Okay. I wasn't sure where it was. Oh, I love that. So it's like when it was like just like a panel for for like an extracurricular activity or
Yeah.
for
Oh, you know what?
theater.
I had gotten a job with who were these people? They were a security company, and they were teaching police how to handle domestic violence. So I was an actor,
Interesting.
and they would come in, and what they were trying to teach them to do, which they still need to do so they don't pull out their guns and just shoot people, is how to talk,
Yeah.
assess a situation where someone is mentally handicapped, or someone is drunk, or somebody. It doesn't necessarily mean you have to kill them. And how do you get
exactly
the wife or the children to safety? So we would we would do these improvs. I learned to improv here.
Wow. Okay.
We would talk about it. Somebody took this picture.
Got it. Oh wow, that is fascinating. Oh look. Okay, I want to hear the story behind this one.
So these are the Gold Diggers. So this was the job I told you that I auditioned for 500 people. And each of these women are from different parts of the country. So wait, here was the big thing. So I was the only one that could sing and dance. Well, I guess Patty did too, but I had a solo, and then I opened 2 of the other solos. So let's see, 2 of the women in there are sisters. Can you guess which 2?
Hold up. Let's see here. I'm gonna guess the one. I'm gonna guess the one next to you on your. Okay, if I'm. Let's see here. Not the one whose hair is more flat. The blonde. On. I guess she's on your right side. If I'm turning the other way, and the one at the one right behind you.
The blonde.
Are those 2 sisters?
That's touching my shoulder?
Yeah.
Close, but no. So
okay.
It's the redhead who's right in front of her and the woman behind her. So one in the back is Maria. The one in front of that blonde is a redhead named Linda. And so they were from Philadelphia. Robin, who's in the middle between them, she was from New York. Patty, who's at the bottom with the dark hair, Patty from Cincinnati. And then next to her is, oh my gosh, she passed away. 2 of our girls have passed away. Wow. That's it. And then Susan on the right, Seattle. She and I wrote the album with Lonnie, wrote the 2 albums with Lonnie. And then Colleen up at the top. And Lee is at the bottom. And she's from St. Louis. She was a dance teacher.
Wow.
And we toured.
I love that. That's really cool.
It was fun. And we did television. We did television.
You know, she did. Yeah. Oh my goodness. So what was that like? And it was live television, correct?
Yes, it was. Oh my God. Yeah. It was,
was that nerve-wracking?
Well, I have to take it back. We shot it live in front of a studio audience, but it was
yes.
It wasn't live like The Tonight Show or Saturday Night Live, that kind of live. But it was close enough.
Right. Okay.
Better right.
Oh, okay. I see now. Oh, got it. Well, it's oh my gosh, super cool. Here we go. Is this from Airwolf?
This is from anytime I'm in white, it's pretty much Airwolf.
Okay. Noted. I love that.
Jean-Pierre Doliac used to do the costumes for that show. I thought he did an incredible job.
Yeah, it's so chic. It's very pretty. I love that.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. Were you able to keep like any of your costumes? That's what I want to ask you.
Nope.
No.
Nope. I don't think so. Yes, it is frustrating.
Yeah, that's a lot of stuff I like you want to hold on to because it's like a memorabilia, you know.
Yeah, for sure. Like,
It's from your past, yes.
That would be really cool.
Okay, so this story.
I want to know about this one. Yes, I want to know.
All right, so we had gone to perform in Mexico, and we were invited by a guy we later found out was the Mexican mob, but he owned this bullfighting arena. So we went out there in our dresses and our high heels. I'm in platform shoes here. And they were teaching us how to
platform shoes.
This is a 400-pound baby bull. 400 pounds. That's a big bull.
Oh my goodness. Why?
And so I'm passing the cape, and the bull is running by. And all of a sudden, the bull does a fake on me. He goes like this. And I put the cape
no. He's like,
right in front of me. I should be dead. Right after this picture was taken, it looks like I'm about to be gored.
Wow.
You see where my hands are?
Yeah. Yeah, I do. Yeah.
High heels and a mini skirt. I vaulted this bull. Literally.
Oh my gosh.
Did a split, ran under me, and then I ran to see the mark, the circle on the wall straight ahead of me.
Yeah, right.
I'm hearing behind me the bull turn around, and he's coming for me again. And
oh my God.
I get to, I don't think it was the tall one. I think it was the one to my right. I get to that stand again. I'm just grateful that I was a dancer and athlete. I jump up, put my hands on it, and then again do a side swing over it. And the bull hit that stanchion so hard it broke his horn.
Oh my gosh!
I ruined that. It will never have to die in the arena because I broke its bull, so it couldn't fight. I broke its horn, one of its horns.
Wow!
And I went,
wow!
Sorry.
What a story!
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, that's so crazy. So how do you feel about being around bulls now? Does it scare you? Like, are you traumatized or?
No, not at all. I got away. I was smarter than the bull. As long as you don't get
Sure. Oh my goodness.
I wish I had your resilience.
oh goodness, that is crazy. Oh look, what happened? Okay, let's see here. I'm trying to make it bigger.
Me and Troian Bellisario at 2.
Aw,
so cute.
She is cute.
She reminds me of Coraline, and except that she's got straight hair. She looks like Coraline with straight hair. In that picture, that is so cute.
Yeah, it looks like your
goodness. Yeah, our little niece. Oh my goodness. Let's see here. She's getting so big too. Oh, I love this. Oh.
Now we're going all the way back. This is in the 50s. Yeah, this is in the 50s. Deidre's here, so it's 56, 57. I'm 5 years old. Diane is right behind the baby. And then Donna.
Okay, I thought that was fair.
So that's the 4 Ds. Diane, Donna, Deborah, Deidre.
Yeah, I know, right?
I love that, and I love how y'all were all here.
I know.
It just makes it even more special now, especially since Dad passed away, and pretty much so suddenly. But the fact that all of y'all like made the trip here,
and we got to see all together.
I'm so glad to see him.
That was amazing.
Yeah. This is my son Nicholas, graduating from college. He's a computer engineer, and I insisted both of them go to college and graduate. That was the rule I was taught. That was the rule that they were taught. That's at University of Arizona.
Yeah, absolutely,
definitely. Oh. Okay, that's where you. Oh, that's right. That is where you finished from, right? And he's in Washington now, right?
He lives in Washington. He works for Meta. Yes.
Okay, yeah, that's awesome. Yay, Nicholas. There we go.
Troian and Patrick Adams at their wedding. His birthday was yesterday.
No.
So what?
Oh, happy belated birthday, Patrick.
Oh goodness. It's so funny. Whenever y'all came here, I was sitting there thinking to myself, because he's Mama's favorite actor. And it's so funny. It's so cute. It's so cute the way she talks about him. Like we'll just like one day I came here to visit and I came by and popped in really quickly to do something and she stops me and she's like, Kimberly, come see, come see. And she's like, Stevie. She goes, that's Troian's husband. She goes, he's a star. Cute, it's so funny. Like but it was cute. We all were all here. We all know, but she was low-key hoping that he was coming. Oh, it's too funny.
Me and my baby girl all grown up on her wedding day.
Oh, that is so sweet. I love the wind blowing y'all's hair.
My hair was blowing the wrong way. This goes back to the Gold Diggers. I was in a big dance number to Thus Spoke Zarazatu, which was a big hit back in the day. And we had these amazing outfits and we would play Vegas, and myself and Susie and the blonde that you thought was one of the sisters, the three of us would do this very jazzy dance with lots of turns and kicks and jumps and all kinds of stuff.
Oh, sweet.
After I left the Gold Diggers, three of the girls left with me and we decided to form a girls group, but it never took off.
Oh, wow. Okay, yeah.
Spice Girls.
So what did you think was more difficult? I'm sorry.
I said we were going to be the Spice Girls before the Spice Girls.
Oh, right. Yeah, that is too funny. So what did you think was more difficult? Like, more of a struggle, the music industry or the television, like filming the television?
You know, I think they're all challenging in a different way.
Right.
The music industry is tough. If you're going to be a songwriter, singer, performer, you're on the road all the time or in the studio all the time.
Sure.
If you're going to be an actor and you're a working actor, if you're doing television and you're lucky that your show shoots in the United States, that's great. If it shoots in Canada or Romania or, you know, where some of these big shows shoot now, Spain, everywhere.
Yeah, that's true.
Then it's challenging. If you're the only job where you can stay home all the time and do your job is writing.
Makes sense. Yes.
You and a computer, your imagination in a computer. And then if you're writing for a television show or writing for a film, you're going to go, you know, and go to work. But if you're a novelist, and that's just as hard because you face a blank page and you've got to come up with ideas and you've got to put them into a cohesive story told by characters that are wonderful and fascinating and interesting and all that kind of stuff.
Right. Oh, it's absolutely true.
Right.
I love this one.
This was from a movie called, this is my first motion picture. It was called Space Hunter in the Forbidden Zone. It's where I met Ernie Hudson was in it, and I was the leader of the Earth Girls. Crashed on a planet.
I love that hair. Oh my goodness.
I want that hair back.
No. Oh, it's so pretty. Oh, I love it.
This looks like I was at a book fair or a bookstore doing a reading, I think.
Okay. Oh, I love this.
There's Mom. She's a Bryant all the way.
Yes, I know. Everybody said that. I'm like, oh my goodness. I saw a picture of that picture she showed me from when she was 12 years old. When we had gotten together, we're at Wallace's house, and she showed it to me.
Yeah.
She was like, who does that look like? And I was like, oh my God, that looks just like me. I still have that. And oh my gosh, yeah. Yeah, I'm her twin.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because even though you and I are twins, you look more like her than.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's a well. That
Guys
I
look
have to
like
say that too.
Yeah.
That was not my family. I don't know who that was.
Oh yeah, that was it. That was a little thumbnail. Let's see here. I think let's see here, but oh my gosh, like this is. Let's see here. I think I've got some more fun. Let's see. I don't think I went through all of them. Where did I? Oh, I think I did go through all of them. Okay.
Yeah, you said send some pictures, and it wasn't.
Yeah,
it was.
What a journey! That was really cool. Thank you for sharing that with us, Deborah.
Oh, you're very welcome. Very welcome.
I think our internet's going out. Oh, okay.
I invite everybody to come to warrior1world.com or thevisionquest.com. Follow us. We've got some interesting things coming, hopefully this fall. And then my YouTube channel, I'm hoping to launch in 2025, and that should be really interesting. So
that'll be exciting. I'm so excited. Yeah, we're gonna definitely go and drop all the links as well. So yeah, everyone just please feel free to follow, like, subscribe. We are going to share all of Deborah's links for the socials, everything for her books, so you can go ahead and buy them. I had some of my friends, some of my Navy SEAL friends actually buy the books, and they read them during deployment. Some of them, that's what Mario did. So yeah, get on it ASAP.
Yes, for sure.
Yes, great content. And thank you so much, Deborah. Such an honor. And oh my gosh, I know Dad wasn't here to see it down here, but I know he was able to see it from up above.
So yeah.
This is oh my gosh, so exciting. And this is a childhood dream come true. So look, if you all want to manifest things, it can happen. It can come true.
That's true.
Oh, this still doesn't feel real. Absolutely. Well, thank you so much again.
Thank you. We really appreciate it.
And you have a good night, everyone. Stay safe. Have a great night. And
until next time.
Yes.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
I'll see you in the pop culture green room.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.